Instead of answering this question number 7, what we're going to do is we are trying to look at the whole problem. Let us try to understand the concept. If applied voltage is given here, then the voltage across resistor and the applied voltage are in the same phase. And here the voltage lags across the capacitor and it leads across the inductor. So how do we draw this? The phasor diagram. The phasor diagram of this would be something like this. The applied voltage across the resistor is, let us say, this. Applied voltage across the capacitor lags by 90 degree because it will be lagging by 90 degree this side, so behind. But voltage across the inductor will lead by 90 degree. So here it leads by 90 degree. Now this is the voltage across the resistor, this is voltage across the capacitor, this is voltage across the inductor. So let me write like this. Then they are, since inductor and capacitor voltages are out of phase, we are going to add it vectorially like this. So the effect of voltage across the inductor and capacitor, they destroy each other because it will be like this. So according to vector form, how you have to do is you have to move the vector around, bring the tail of one vector onto the head of the other vector and find the resultant. Now from this point to this head, if you draw a line, that is equal to resultant between these two. So the resultant between the capacitor voltage and the inductor voltage is only this much from here to here. So this is actually totally VL. Whatever thing we brought it there, that is VC. Then this is actually VL minus VC. Then the net voltage will be from here to here. What you have to do again next is this VL minus VC you have to copy, then you have to move this vector and you have to keep it here, and you have to draw a line from this point to this point. So when you draw this from here to here, you know that this is a resultant velocity, resultant voltage. So this is VR, this is VL minus VC, hence this is going to be equal to root over VR square plus VL minus VC the whole square. Let us try to understand what they have given. If capacitor is removed, the effective. If capacitor is removed, it will be like this. Only voltage across the resistor will be there, voltage across the inductor will be there. Then the resultant is going to be, from the resultant of these two will be somewhat like this, will be somewhat from here to here, it will be like this. And they say that when capacitor is removed, the voltage across the circuit leads by, let us say, pi by 3. When inductor is removed, when this inductor is removed, only the voltage across the capacitor will be there, and they say that is again exactly equal to pi by 3 behind. That means both the capacitor and the inductor gives the same effect. So when they both are present, they destroy each other. So when they both are present, the power factor of the circuit, power factor cos phi, you know that according to this power factor, this is phi means this is VR plus VL minus VC the whole square. So cos phi is equal to adjacent side VR by hypotenuse side. So it is VR by root over VR square plus VL minus VC the whole square. So VR by, because the effect of the inductor and the capacitor are the same, then VL and VC are going to be the same. Only when the magnitude of VL and magnitude of VC are same, when you remove VL, this is exactly pi by 3. When you remove VC, this is pi by 3. Then that must be that this length and this length are same, except that they are in the opposite direction. Then VL and VC are same, so they cancel out each other. So root over VR square is VR. They cancel each other, we will be leaving with 1. So cos phi equal to 1. Cos phi is also called the power factor. So power factor of this circuit is 1.